Hello Virgo, this is your June forecast for 2017, and whatever you were doing there in May, I feel you were really on target as far as your goals are, wanting to achieve higher levels of it, and you might have already seen how things have started to come together for you, but here in June you're going to have even more power because whatever steps you took there, I'd like to say late April and May, is now expressing itself. So we have a lot now taking place as far as looking at maybe getting your degree or cashing in on some lawsuit, could be as well, because I'm seeing how your financial situation is really lighting up like a Christmas tree. So if you have outstanding lawsuits or commissions, royalties, this could be a great month for it. There will be news coming to you, and some of this news can also come from afar at distance. Or you might be thinking about traveling, and this could be as a consequence of the extra monies that you can receive here in June. I'd like to say that the greatest day for unexpected news in this area will be on June 3rd. So definitely a money matter. Whether you've been waiting for it, it's still going to be a surprise when it surfaces, right? But it could be unexpected money too. Meaning it could be maybe winning the lottery or something, but don't rush out and buy tons of tickets. But it is this money, other people's money, where this is coming from. So it's not what you earn, you know, on a weekly, monthly basis. I'm also sensing that there could be in your relationship on the very same day an unexpected twist and turn, but in that case it should be positive. I'm liking to see the sparks. When we talk about sparks, this is a day of electricity hitting home. But there's first a decision that you're needing to balance or make on the 1st. And I feel it's not going to be necessarily a difficult decision because it feels like it's something you've known already or been working towards here over these last few weeks or the last month. And as you create that step and move into it, it's more like a release of like, okay, thank God, now I know what I'm doing. And then comes this unexpected news of money coming your way, which is opening up a new door. So not only do you have the spark and electricity of Venus and Uranus, but we also have the Sun and Jupiter beautifully trined, and that means that the Sun being you and Jupiter is always very, very generous with us, and you have Jupiter in the 2nd house for money and income. So you have it both ways, okay? This could be maybe a raise, a promotion, a new job, and in that case, this should be a job that pays more than what you've had in the past, because I'm seeing it stepping up, all right? And so your lifestyle should be following thereafter as well. So we're starting off June, as you can see, on a very, very positive note, and I know that you're happy and you're so deserving, Virgo, of everything good coming your way, because no one like you is so dedicated when they first decide to do something. You will follow up in detail, right? So we got that going. On the 4th, we have Mars changing signs, and it's coming out of your career house. So you've been plowing there for the last 5-6 weeks, what now? But now the focus is going to shift more so to the area of your friends and acquaintances. Your social life is going to pick up, and expect to be quite busy. There will be potlucks here, potlucks there, getting back out, sharing more time than what you have actually for the last 2 years in this area. So you're going to enjoy it. I see that your friends will enjoy seeing more of you. I feel that you're pretty much a very free spirit at this time. Anybody that you meet, Virgo, right now could also be behooving you in the future. There could be new acquaintances. And in that case, I see that they can have your back. There is mutual understanding, mutual goals. So I feel that this is something that can be quite exciting and powering up for you also. Not to mention that we have the new moon also in this area of hopes and dreams. That's not before later in the month, though. On the 24th, we will see this new moon spark in the area of hopes, dreams, the things that you really believe in, Also for new friendships and so forth, groups, social media. If you're thinking of starting a new website or anything of that nature, a shop, well, the 24th will be a great day to do that. So circle that on your calendar. While we're on the topics of moons, let's talk about that full moon, and that will happen on June 9th. For you, that will be in the 4th house, meaning family and foundation. So this is where the stage is going to illuminate. Maybe you're going to have a gathering of family members. In that case, it should be really good. There's more focus on your parents. For those of you who still have your parents around, there could be something with them too that will now come into being. But on the 4th also, we have not just Mars moving into Cancer, but it's you also looking at how you're going to be nurturing not just yourself, like we said, also your friends. It's a creative time, but I also feel it's a time to look at what you're eating in some sense, because Cancerians can be very sensitive in the stomach area, digestion and so forth. Even though you're not a Cancerian, you are Virgo and you're very health-minded, right? So at this time, you just want to pay attention to what you're eating so it's not too much. If there's too many potluck buffets, that could upset you. On the 6th, we got Venus also changing signs now into the sign of Taurus, coming out of Aries. So you might have felt here in May that you were much more, shall I say, taking the lead, right? And that's what Aries does. Now that she's in the sign of Taurus, it's your shift. Your focus is going to be more on wanting to secure what it is you were chasing last month. So you've chased it, you found it, now it's all about creating roots and grounding it. Values are very, very important when Venus is in Taurus. Actually, it rules Taurus, which is a money sign. You know, you might see that you will focus a little bit more on money or the values that you have and wish to hold. For you, this will be in your 9th house for higher understanding. So some of you might even think that you'd like to invest because you're coming out of that 8th house where you've been thinking alongside of savings that you had, how can you spend some of those savings towards higher education? It might be about taking a course, getting some more insight, preparing yourself. But 9th house is also about travel. So if you're going to have your vacation early this summer here in June, you will have a wonderful, great time. It's a great way to use that money, Venus and Taurus, to go to a destination that you've been desiring for a long, long time. We have on the 9th, Venus and Mars. It's very romantic when they come together in this harmonic transit. I would say circle it in on your calendar. We got Mars now in your 11th house, Venus in the 9th house. If you're out and about traveling and you're single, you might just find somebody that you feel very attracted to. If you are in a relationship or you're married, then the two of you will have a great time under this transit. On the 13th, we have a decision that might come across, and you probably want to think about it a little bit. Even though I see that the possibility or the opportunity that might present itself looks good and it sounds good, you know how that goes. We just want to jump at it, right? But I'd say, wait a little bit. You could yes it. What is good right now is that Jupiter is direct, you know, from the 10th, which is great. It's been sleeping for many months. So Jupiter is on your side. Venus has now started to pick up speed and is also direct. Mars is direct. All of that is great. However, on the 14th, we have some miscommunications coming up when Mercury is squaring up, which is a challenge to Neptune. And it's so close to this opportunity that maybe it sounds so good that we're not really getting the influence of what may not be expressed. So you can still go with it, but just make sure that you're reading the fine print or that you're asking questions to ensure what it is you're wanting. On the 20th, we talked about the romantic evening with Venus and Mars, right, on the 9th. Well, this is even more romantic, Virgo, because Venus and Neptune, they are in a beautiful, harmonious aspect. And Neptune is the higher octave of Venus, so it's like ultra romantic. I'd like to say it's one of those more soulmate, twin soul type energy where everything just feels very cosmic. Now, if you're an artist, this would be the time you can create beautiful music. If you're a musician, beautiful paintings. If you are a painter, that kind of thing. If you're a dancer, you're going to flow. This is a time where you're going to find that that energy is just streaming and flowing and downloading. And of course, for any creative person, they would love to have this energy on all the time, right? But it comes and goes. So pay attention to around the 20th. I know you'll love it. 21st, we have both the Sun and Mercury changing signs. So they're coming out of your 10th house of career. And we'll be moving into the area of hopes and dreams. This is also an area of friendships and acquaintances, groups and organizations and so forth. So when the Sun is there, which is essentially you, and Mercury, which is your communication, how do you put these together? You see it as you being a social butterfly, right? Where you're just enjoying all this extra good time. And of course, Mars is there, has already kind of laid out the red carpet for you, and here you come strolling in and just having the time of your life. Or should I say at least the time of the year. You won't have this before next year. And even though next year, Sun and Mercury will come back to this area, but it will be 2 years before you have Mars partying along with you. So this is extra, extra dynamic. On the 24th, Venus and Pluto, they come together, and Venus rules money, Pluto rules big money. When the aspect is good, we can say, yes, we are a money magnet. We can feel that things just come that much easier. Not saying it's coming from nowhere, because evidently you've worked for it. But here's a door that opens up. Now, if we're talking about Venus and Pluto not as money or profits, but looking at it as love and romance, well, Pluto's a powerhouse. This is a time for a deep intensity, intimacy, and just healing. You know, love can be very, very healing. So circle the 24th as a very special day, as a powerhouse aspect. On the 25th, there is a to-do situation that you have to jump in and fix. Okay, this is Mars and Jupiter. They're squaring off on each other. So there could be somewhere along the line where somebody might not be in full agreement as far as some action or direction that one is taking. So yeah, just be aware that this is a day that we have to work through a little bit. On the 28th, though, you might receive some idealistic news. I feel it's maybe even romantic here, Virgo, where you're just feeling that the heart is fluttering. And you know how it is when we receive waves. Sometimes it's a voop, voop, right? Sometimes it's just these long waves that come. And so it could be as refined as a telepathic message from somebody far away. Or it could be somebody close as well. You're just picking up on their energies. But when we have this aspect, we are very much so like having all our antennas out there. And of course, it's affecting the spiritual side of us and the heart as well. Just a beautiful day to listen within. So as you can see, we have a wonderful month in June, and if everything fell into place for you in May, and now with the retrogrades being over for Venus and Jupiter, this is now what you're going to start harvesting from the slowdown that we have experienced. This is now starting to pick up. So by the time we get to July, they should definitely both be up and running in full max speed again. So listen, I hope you will have a beautiful month of June. Thank you for following. I totally appreciate it. Love your comments. Even though if I don't always get time to go in and respond, I do read them. So thank you so much. I'll see you in July. Bye now.